Later, shortly after the resurrection, Jesus appeared to some of the disciples. Thomas, one of the 12 apostles, was not with the others when Jesus came. This is his story from the Gospel of John. Now the others told him, "We have seen the Lord." But Thomas doubted their reports. He replied, "I won't believe it unless I see the nail wounds in his hands and place my hand on the wound in his side." Now, Thomas is what we might call an objectivist. He will only believe what he can observe with his own senses, things that others can sense as well, things for which there is rational proof. The objectivist relies on math and science, on philosophy and reason to believe that something is true. If I can see it, or hear it, or touch it, or smell it, or taste it, then it is probably true. This kind of thinking caused Thomas to doubt their story because he did not see Jesus with his own eyes. You know, he's not alone in this. In fact, it is a common worldview today. But is objectivist thinking enough to put Jesus off from Thomas? Let's read the rest of the story. 8 days later, the disciples were together again, and this time Thomas was with them. The doors were locked, but suddenly, as before, Jesus was standing among them. "Peace be with you," he said. Then he said to Thomas, "Put your finger here and look at my hands. Put your hand into the wound in my side, and don't be faithless any longer. Believe." "My Lord and my God," Thomas exclaimed. Then Jesus told him, "You believe because you have seen me. Blessed are those who believe without seeing me." Now, Jesus didn't tell Thomas that he was wrong to seek proof. In fact, Jesus came to Thomas to show him the proof that he needed. But did you notice that he went out of his way to observe that there are other people who believe without seeing? You see, the 5 senses are not the only way we receive communication from God. We feel things in our hearts. The ancient peoples noticed that when we feel strong feelings, we feel them in our chest, and they thought that the heart was the seat of the emotions. Today, we still speak of the deepest part of ourself as the heart, and that is where the still small voice of God will often find us. We hear that voice when we listen for it, and Jesus says that those who respond to this voice are blessed. The key to significant, life-changing religious experience is to be willing to recognize and accept Jesus however he appears to you. Jesus came to the objectivist and showed him physical proof, and Thomas accepted that, and he believed. Perhaps Thomas's story was meant for you. What do you think?